Move to the United States, Australia, or Canada? Is that really the answer? Well, that's the answer if you qualify for the gold card. The gold card, which a lot of people in China are fleeing, they're selling their homes, assets, everything to come to another country and start over in a whole new world. Let's check out what Mr. Trump has to say and how he describes the gold card. Let's see who qualifies for this.
What we are calling the gold card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated.
In February 2025, U.S. President Trump proposed to replace the EB-5 investment immigration program with a gold card, priced at $5 million each. And those who purchase the gold card will be granted permanent U.S. residency. Trump said from the Oval Office, "We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million. And that's going to give you green card privileges, plus it's going to be a route to citizenship."
I mean, what this is doing is that he wants the most highest value people to immigrate to America. These are well-off people that he wants to move to the country to bring business here and provide jobs for the struggling U.S. economy market, right? It makes a lot of sense.
And wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. As soon as the news came out, it attracted attention from all walks of life. The Chinese people who were suffering from the CCP's tyranny seemed to see hope and responded immediately. Something big happened today. People in Shanghai and Guangzhou lined up overnight to apply for passports. Every family has someone ready to go abroad at any time. The consulates and immigration offices in Shanghai and Guangzhou are really almost overcrowded. Guess where these people go? This is all because of American President Trump, who issued a gold card priced at $5 million to the world. Of course, there are now more than 250,000 people queuing up for the US gold card around the world. You can also get a US permanent green card in as fast as 1 year, and if you live there for 2.5 years continuously, you can convert it into a US passport. This is the EB-1A pathway for individuals with exceptional abilities. As soon as this news came out, people in Shanghai and Guangzhou were really excited, and every household started to apply for passports. This is a long line of people waiting to apply for visas in front of the US consulate in Shanghai.
I mean, these look like middle-class people because they're dressed casual somewhat, right? So, I mean, it serves its purpose.
The hall of the Shanghai Exit Entry Management Bureau was also crowded with people.
Hey, tell me why this looked like the DMV. This is like a typical day in the DMV. I hate the DMV.
I would like to update you with the latest news about the interview appointments for a US visa. All the interview numbers in Shanghai in July this year have been booked, and there are no numbers released for the time being. So if you log into the US visa appointment system today, you will not see any available appointment times. In other words, if you want to plan a trip in July or August, what you can do now is grab an expedited number. If you are planning to travel in the second half of this year, perhaps from September to December, please fill out your 160 form as soon as possible. Pay close attention to the time. Once the numbers start to be issued, you should get your time fixed as soon as possible and book an appointment for the interview. Such situations arise because there are too many people from Shanghai who want to immigrate to the US.
But see, my thing is, okay, if the United States is having a housing crisis right now, just like they are over there, is this going to run up prices even more? I mean, what's the deal? Because we are already dealing with all the illegals that are trying to migrate. But those are people that need federal assistance. These people seem to be well off. So they're going to come over here in packs with their families, which is good. Because a lot of them, it'll be like 5, 10 of them in the house. And they'll be able to afford all their bills because there's so many people. They'll be able to get jobs, or they probably still have their business open back home in China. They just want to come to America and they can just send money back and forth, Western Union. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Let's see.
It's too scary. The latest data from the Ministry of Civil Aviation shows that in the first quarter of this year alone, the number of people entering and leaving the Pudong Airport port exceeded 6.8 million. Among this group, less than 1.5 million were foreigners who entered. The rest are basically Chinese people leaving the country. It seems that a new wave of going abroad is coming. The blogger explained the reason why Shanghai's immigration wave is so hot. 380,000 Shanghainese are queuing up to go abroad, and their goals are surprisingly the same. Now, the consulate of this country is almost overwhelmed. The main reason is that the immigration threshold is too low, especially for people in first and second tier cities. It's even easier to handle. If you can present a deposit certificate of hundreds of thousands of US dollars, you can apply for a second identity for your whole family. Not only can you open the door of 29 European countries at will, your children will have 14 years of free education, and there will be shortcuts for further studies in the future.
Wow. So that's pretty good. I guess they're talking about college, postgraduate, That'll be good because school is expensive. And a lot of people don't have savings for their children to go to school to begin with, so they got to scrape by.
Even your future retirement problems will be solved. In fact, not only in Shanghai but also in Guangzhou, people applying for immigration flock to the US consulate in Guangzhou to apply for visas. This crowded place is Guangzhou, the capital of Guangdong province. The US consulate in Guangzhou looks very busy in front of the door. There are long queues and the order is very good. Everyone has a small folder or a small bag in their hands to apply for the corresponding visa. There were so many people going to the US consulate in Guangzhou that the consulate's machines were paralyzed.
Overheated. When the system, and this is any system that's overused in a short period of time more than normal, it overheats. It's just like a gaming PC. If it overheats, it's going to shut down. Remember the old Emacs back in like 2004, 2005? Those had a known issue for overheating because the ventilation was a poor design. It was a poorly designed PC. It was a poorly designed Apple computer because the ventilation was all in the back. It was basically one of those all-in-one computers to where pretty much where you pick it up by the handle, that was the only place that it could vent and get some air. And that was a bad design because there was no vents on the side or in the front. So then the air could flow through.
At a subway station in Beijing, I'm going to apply for a visa. Here are my documents. I'm wearing a San Francisco sweatshirt today.
All right. My man coming out to the West Coast. All right. I hope you do real good here because it is not cheap. And I'm pretty sure it's not cheap where he's at either. Those large cities in China, it's just as expensive as it is here in America. So hopefully he's not in too much of a rude awakening.
Wish me good luck. It has been 9 months since I applied for a visa. Today I can finally get it. I am so excited that I couldn't sleep last night. I hope it'll be approved. Way to go, it's dark this time. I scanned a shared bicycle, haha, and rode the bike to apply for a US visa. I hope it'll get approved. Go, go, go. There is a long line at the entrance of the US Embassy to store bags. Look, what is this? I have my visa now. I can buy my plane ticket. I'm coming to the US. This is the true attitude of many Chinese people towards immigration.
兄弟们，你们知道吗？
Brothers, do you know? Right now, a US visa supports most of the tourism circle, and most of the tourism industry relies on US visas. I can't remember how many people have told me that when they travel to Europe, Australia, or the UK, they encounter Chinese tour groups, and 99% of the people who join the groups aim to apply for a US visa later.
Okay, so the number one country that they're traveling to or trying to settle to is United States. All right.
While applying for immigration, these people also rush to sell their homes.
How do you sell these? And let alone some of these skyscraper condos are empty. Like at night, during nightfall, you would only see a few lights on throughout the whole buildings. It's crazy. A lot of them couldn't sell, a lot of people couldn't buy them, but these skyscraper apartments are about to be empty because they're all about to leave and go to America, Canada, or wherever else they're going. Crazy, right? So all these people are flocking to English-speaking countries. And mind you, the younger population, they already speak English in most parts of China because they teach English in the schools. So most likely more of the younger population will speak more English than the older ones. Not unless they're coming from Hong Kong. Everybody speaks English in Hong Kong. So, yeah.
Those who are working like slaves are paying mortgages. I mean that other people already cashed out and left the market. You can see that a large number of people from Beijing and Shanghai have gone to Australia and Canada.
Which are also expensive. It's not just the United States. Australia and Canada. Expensive as hell. Keep in mind that most people in China live in apartments, especially in the, what do you call that? The developed areas. This is what a lot of the developed areas look like. A lot of skyscrapers that aren't businesses. A lot of them are apartments. I mean, it's not a bad or a good thing, but being that a lot of people aren't having kids and aren't getting married and having that family structure, a lot of these tech bros are living in these apartments. And that's pretty much where here in America, where we got the trend. Everything is luxury now. Luxury apartments, luxury condos, everything's luxury. From the cheap kitchen cabinets to the cheap ass vinyl flooring that you just roll down like a mat.
Just now, I listed all my properties in Shanghai, including ordinary residences, shops, and serviced apartments. Some people think that I did something wrong by choosing to sell my properties when the Shanghai real estate market is about to recover or has already recovered. However, even if I really did wrong and the house price really rose quickly, I would not regret it. Because I have sold all my own stress and will no longer have to bear such a heavy mortgage payment every month. In 2019, when housing prices in Guangzhou were at their peak, Miss Lee spent $634,000 to buy a 130 square meter apartment. Unexpectedly, the epidemic hit and the couple lost their jobs. In 2023, the economy went down and Miss Lee had just given birth to a child. So her apartment worth $634,000 dropped to $386,000 and she collapsed.
Ooh, yeah, she crashed out. All right. Damn. So yeah, you heard that. So it went from 460,000 to 280. Ow. So it's not even worth selling. Crash and burn, baby. Crash and burn.
My $110,000 have gone down the drain. I lost $110,000 on the home I bought in Guangzhou. Adding interest and other fees, I have lost over $100,000 on this condo. All the money I earned from working hard in the past 10 years was put to fill this hole. Now I have no motivation to work anymore.
And that's why a lot of young people don't want to work regular jobs, because they're like, what's the point? I'm just a slave just to pay a rent or mortgage. So there has to be a solution.
I have a friend who is even worse off. The condo he bought in Foshan City for $500,000 or $600,000 is now worth only $200,000 or $300,000.
Which means if he sold it, he's pretty much not making any profit. Like, it's not even worth selling, because you're going to get less than half of what you paid for it. It's like a car depreciating. See, here's the thing. They tell us not to buy new cars because it's a depreciating asset, versus if you buy a house or a condo, it's supposed to appreciate over time, but it's up and down like a roller coaster. It's not consistent, but at least one day it's going to go back up, versus the car, it's just going to go down, 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 down. Not unless the car is a few years old. Maybe if the car gets popular in the next 5 or 10 years, maybe it could go up. And it's not impossible depending on the car. That's like the 1986 Toyota Sprinter Trueno. That car is worth $80,000 now. Mind you, back in the day, it was like a $10,000 car. So go figure.
He lost around $300,000 before he even moved in.
Shit.
Rich people can try to sell their homes and immigrate abroad, while ordinary people at the bottom have to live a miserable life.
Yeah. You leave your country and sell everything just to work another shitty job in America.
Hundreds of thousands of people are unemployed and unable to find jobs in Guangzhou's Heiju district every day. These people have no choice but to sleep under bridges. This is Guangzhou, a first-tier city. There
Kind of looks like the Bay Area for those of you that resided, including myself. This is a very familiar scene.
are really many people sleeping under bridges. Who can understand their bitterness and feelings? It's indeed difficult to find a job in Guangzhou this year.
But see, here's the difference between their homeless and our homeless. I mean, drugs are all over the world, but a lot of our homeless back here in America, a lot of the homeless population is on drugs, and let alone some of them are homeless by choice. And then for some of the women that are homeless, some of them are even prostitutes at that.
They sacrifice themselves to save money for their family. Who can understand and empathize with them? The blogger told the audience that it's very difficult to run the clothes manufacturing factories and businesses in Guangzhou this year, which has caused many people to lose their jobs and sleep under bridges. People who have not come to Guangzhou should not consider coming here.
Wow, my man's just literally laid out there on that beam.
Beijing, the political center of the Communist Party of China and a first-tier city, is in a state of depression too.
你知道北京的写字楼出租市场都
Do you know how bad the office rental market in Beijing is? Look, there are 18 households on one floor, but only 5 are rented out. With such a good location in the southeast corner and the view, it only costs $4,100 to rent monthly, including heating and property management.
知道望京这个区域
Do you know how many internet companies there were in Wangjing Soho area before? Alibaba, Momo, Meituan, 58.com, Zhaopin, Himalaya, Ctrip, Youku, Douban, AutoNavi, Miss Fresh, and Uber.
Wow, I mean, it sounds like a tech bro haven. You had all that right there, and then that can't even keep the businesses open. What's going on, y'all?
那真是各行各业的生意都不好做。
Business is really tough in all walks of life right now. We just went to have dinner at Pizza Hut, which is located in one of the best and most prosperous shopping malls in the sub-center of Tongzhou, Beijing.
I've never seen anybody so excited to go to Pizza Hut for dinner. So it sounds like they still have the Pizza Huts that we used to have back in the 80s and 90s when it was a whole diner. Pizza Hut used to be a whole diner until they started making the newer locations, those little small. Basically, it's a hut. It's a real Pizza Hut now because it's so small. You can only go in there and wait for your food to be, to be given to you, and then you walk out. There's nowhere to sit in Pizza Hut no more.
In such a big restaurant, there were only 2 or 3 tables, including ours, and no waiter. There was only a lady in the restaurant who looked like a cleaning lady and served us the food.
Yuck. So she just got through scrubbing everything, so then she went to go wash her hands and give you your food. Wow, okay.
During our eating time, this lady came over twice to solicit the product and solicit us to recharge the store card for $69. When we saw this situation, we didn't dare to recharge. We are afraid of what would happen if this restaurant went bankrupt. Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou are 3 first-tier cities in China and 3 international metropolises.
You see that? Those are the powerhouses of China. Beijing being the capital, Shanghai and Guangzhou being the other 2 major cities. There's a few more to list too, but it's not important right now. But have you noticed that they're all on the eastern side of China? So when you go further out, that's where all the countryside and villages are. And that's where a lot of the misfortune is. And they try to come to the city to find work and everything.
They play an important role in China, but they have collectively fallen into such a state. In fact, as early as June 2022, after Shanghai was lifted from the lockdown, a wave of immigration abroad was set off. Many Shanghai people sold their homes and immigrated with their families. This situation has been going on in recent years. Why have the economies of Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou declined so much? One of the reasons is that many wealthy people have immigrated abroad with their families, and they have taken away a lot of money.
Yeah, meaning like they're sold their whatever companies that they started in those 3 cities, a business that grew, a startups. It's a lot of people that are doing startups. They take those companies with them abroad. So if you see these new companies in like the Bay Area, a lot of times they probably came from like China or somewhere else. So it makes sense.
According to the latest report from investment immigration company Henley & Partners, in 2024 alone, an estimated 15,200 wealthy Chinese with a liquid investable wealth of 1 million or more have moved out of China, and their most popular immigration destinations are the US, Canada, the European Union, Singapore, Japan, and Hong Kong.
But I bet you most of those people that are leaving are going to come to America. A large percentage of that immigration is going to be for America. But like I said, with the housing crisis, how is this going to work out? Unless a lot of these people already have family in America and they can move in with them. I don't know. It's going to be interesting this year. Let's see what happens.
This time, US President Trump's gold card also extends an olive branch to those wealthy Chinese people with financial strength. So we see that people in the 3 major cities are willing to queue up or even queue up overnight to apply for a US visa.
So that said, that visa is mainly for Chinese people. I mean, we already have the oil tycoons, all the Middle Eastern people. Mind you, the Middle Eastern Indians are killing it financially, almost worldwide. Here in America, they're number one for wealth. Number two, Chinese. Number three, white people. Number four, Hispanic. The list continues. So this is going to be very interesting. I hope you learned something. This is Kai Laveo. The next video, I'm going to talk about the hotel industry down bad in China. These are luxury hotels. These are large name brand hotels, even American chain hotels that are shutting down in China. It's very interesting. Don't forget to check that out. This is Kai Laveo. I'll check you in the next video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you. Peace.